Hi, my name is Lisa Higgins and I'm a VODA-trained lymphatic drainage therapist and medical intuitive. And I'm going to talk to you today about how to clear your leg lymphedema post-cancer treatment or any trauma that's affected your lymph nodes resulting in lymphedema. Now, with any lymphatic drainage, we always start in the neck and work our way down. Even though it's your lower limb that's swelling, we still start here up in the neck because this is where your lymphatic system connects in with your vascular system, comes through your heart, through your kidneys, and out through your body. So we always start in the neck and we use two flat fingers, just the tips here, and we're coming into this area, this triangle here at the base of your neck. So above your collarbone, next to your neck, there's a triangle there. So you're popping your fingers, cross your arms over, pop your fingers into that indent, and you're going to do 10 slow, gentle circles. And this starts to stimulate your lymphatics. Next, we're going to come into the armpits. And for the armpits, I tend to use this part of my hand here, the flat of the hand, rather than the fingers, because if you use your fingers, you end up poking, and that's never good for the lymphatics. So if we use this part here, we're actually going to bring it under the armpit, right where the hair grows out of your armpit, and you're going to do 10 slow circles. Now, quite often one way feels right, the other way feels wrong. There's no right or wrong way. You just do what feels comfortable for you. So you're doing 10 circles either side. So next, we're going to open the lymphatics in the abdomen because it's been proven that 5 abdominal breaths 5 times a day helps to control lymphedema because over 50% of your lymph nodes are actually in your abdomen. And by opening these and stimulating them, we're going to encourage drainage from the leg. So to do that, there are 2 ways. You can either do it the old-fashioned way, where when you breathe in, your belly goes out, and when you breathe out, your belly comes in. So you're doing a good yoga breath, or a singing breath, or if you play a brass instrument, a musical breath, engaging that abdomen. The other way you can do it, if you've got mobility in your arms, is you can bring your hands between your chest, and you're going to breathe in and move at the same time. So you're breathing in and out. So 5 of those breaths 5 times a day. And I recommend that you do those as you're walking towards the toilet because that's something that you do on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're going to forget. And it's one of the most valuable tools for controlling lymphedema. Simple and easy, but easy to forget as well. Next, we're going to come down to the inguinal nodes, so in the groin. Now, if you have an affected leg, say on the left, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be aiming to move fluid away from the affected side to the other side. But we can open both sides just by doing some leg lifts if you are mobile. If you are not mobile, then you can sit and do leg lifts this way. And if you can do neither of those things, if you are in a bed, then you can come on the top of your thigh, so where your leg connects in with your torso, and on the leg, you're just going to make some circles at the top of the leg here. Now, if I do that standing, it's probably easier to see. So right at the top of the leg, and you're just doing 10 little circles in a couple of different positions here. You can even do a third position coming upwards here. So you do that on both sides. And then, say for example, I've got lymphedema in this leg. What we're doing is we're training the body to go take fluid away from the affected side. So if this side has had radiation or lymph nodes removed, then what we're going to do is we're going to do some stroking. Actually, before we do that, we're going to create the pathway. So we're coming up from the affected side all the way up to the armpit because we've opened the armpit, so that's ready to collect fluid. So we come up the side, and what they've also recently discovered with ICG testing is many people create a pathway coming over to the other side. So they've worked out that that pathway runs pretty low down, so it's just above the pubic bone. So doing some stroking coming from the affected side over to the unaffected side, and then it may just drain into the lymph nodes through here. So we're encouraging two different pathways to take fluid away. Now you can also create a pathway coming across the back. You can use your dry brush to do that. That will make it easier so that you're draining front and back away from the affected side. Then we're going to start working on the leg. So you're working from the inside to the outside. Because ordinarily we'd be pushing fluid directly into the lymph nodes in the groin here, but because those have been damaged, we don't want to add extra stress to it. So we're coming from the inside to the outside, doing gentle stroking, like stroking a cat, and then up the side to clear it away. And you can take it across to the other side as well. And then you come down to the next section, bringing it across and up, and then down a little bit more, across and up. So you're working your way down the leg, but you always start on the top and work your way down, always bringing fluid back up to the axilla or to the other side. Now, at any point you can use your dry brush if that makes it easier. I find it easier to use a dry brush on my lower limb, but you can use it in the upper as well. So you're going to work your way down, clearing it always until you get down to the knee, clearing it up, and at the knee you're going to come behind and you're just going to be doing some gentle stroking. And then above the knee, because knees can get very swollen with lymphedema. And then again, you're going to be bringing it across to the side and up the side of the body. For your lower leg, I tend to use the dry brush because you can then get from the foot all the way up. The nice thing about the dry brush is when you put it down, you're not adding any extra pressure. You're just putting it down and moving it, and that gives you the best pressure to be moving your lymphatics. So you can come all the way around, and you do as many strokes as you have time for. The more you do, the better, but there's no prescribed, you have to do 100 strokes. Make it work for you. So you clear the leg thoroughly. You can use your hands as well if you don't have a brush or the brush is too painful. So you can just use your hands and remember that it's like stroking a cat. Bring it over the knee, clear the back of the knee, bring it to the side, and up, and across. Now you can do all of that standing, so you can just exactly the same thing, bring it to the side, bring it up. If you're able to do it standing, then you can also clear the back with a brush. Bring it up and work your way down. You can't do that if you're sitting, but if you have mobility issues, then sometimes you need to be sitting. If you've had lymph nodes taken from both sides, it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing you're not doing is creating the pathway across the tummy. So if you've got both sides, you clear one side, then you clear the other in exactly the same way, except just coming up here. Coming to the side and coming up. Working your way down and coming up. So exactly the same thing except crossing over the abdomen here. And you can clear the back in the same way on both sides. I hope that helps you. You can do this once a day. The breathing 5 times a day. The actual clearing once a day, or whatever works for you that you can fit into your daily routine. But once you get into this routine, you'll find it starts to make a difference in the amount of lymphedema that you're experiencing.